related. So if someone is, say someone is unconfident about wearing dhoti, kurta, chadar, not because of how it looks, but just because, you know, they feel very awkward wearing it. You know, the chadar's always falling off the shoulder, the dhoti's always like, you know, dragging on the ground and it's dirty and things like that. Not how people see them.
So does that mean you don't learn how to use it?
That's what I was going to ask.
It means the modern cut, the low-cut pants, what do you always have to do? Pull them up. And what do you always have to do with the tank top?
Okay, so in my case...
What do you always have to do with long hair?
Well, I wouldn't have long hair.
No, you wouldn't, but we're talking about the ones that you might be worried about looking at what you're wearing.
Okay, so in my case...
No, but there's a principle here.
Mm-hmm.
They deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, the chadar's falling off, figure out how to deal with it so it doesn't fall off.
I'd just rather not wear it. And then it's just out of your mind, you get on with your service.
You know how much trouble it is going to the toilet? So therefore, don't go to the toilet. And then that means then you know, you'd have to give up eating, because that's kind of what causes the toilet problem. So then do it, but don't make a philosophy out of it. You make a philosophy out of it, then we'll come after you. You know what I'm saying? Just admit you don't know how to dress, and therefore if you pick something that's basically others are wearing, then you won't feel like a dweeb. That's all. Just...
No, that wasn't my original point. It was personal comfort.
But it's, you don't know how to dress.
Yeah, that's correct.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. Why not learn how to dress? Because then you're dressing for Krishna. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati would dress sharp. So would Srila Prabhupada. Because they're dressing for Krishna. But you want to just dress for yourself, because therefore it's too much trouble. And so according to Gita, that's called renunciation in the mode of passion, which is not glorious. So it's all about you. It's not about Krishna. Understand? So learn how to dress. Because if you wear karmic clothes, and you'll still look like a slob. If you can't dress in a dhoti, you will look like a slob in karmic clothes. Guaranteed, 100%. No exceptions. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Okay? Does that make sense? It means a person who looks good, means who can dress nicely in karmic clothes, can dress nicely in a dhoti. I've never seen any exception. Because the principle of dressing nicely is an attitude. You figure it out. Like that. That's all. And if you don't want to do it for Krishna, okay. But don't make it into something that, oh, we're just being this, or we're just... Don't even start with that. Just start, I'm a slob, I don't know how to dress, I don't want to put any effort into it, because I don't see the cultural importance. You know, I don't see how that affects others, how they view me. And so either I'm so socially dysfunctional that I don't notice, or I just don't care. And so that's why I dress like this. End statement. Then that would be the modern, truthful, and straightforward. But the point is everyone talks truth and straightforwardness, but they hide all of their mundane intent. But they try to use religious platforms. But that's how it means. That's the one thing when you study niti. That's one of the prominent things that comes out. Is someone who only practices niti and doesn't know dharma. I mean, doesn't practice dharma. They'll always use the examples of dharma to establish their position of niti, though they don't follow it.
What's niti?
Niti is just being practical. Like that. So they'll always quote it to someone else who might respond to that religious.
You mean they'll say we're being practical?
They'll be saying, no, they'll be saying we're being practical, but they'll try to give some philosophy or some cultural, we're just trying to fit, we don't want to make them uncomfortable, right? Because that's a point of dharma, like that. But they're actually only using it for niti. Because it's just, I feel uncomfortable and I don't want to feel uncomfortable.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying? It's just like this. We say, well, devotees dress badly. I wouldn't want to be identified with that. But you know how many, we mentioned, how many karmis dress badly? It's very rare. It means you go to Regent Street, you'll catch a few people that dress nicely. But that's, huh? Yeah, I'm saying barely. But you'd have to go to, you know, some club or some other place like that. Then you might find a few people. It's rare. In a day, I see one person that dresses nicely. That's a whole day. You know what I'm saying? So if we're so embarrassed that people don't, well, why would we wear karmic clothes? Right? Now you go, the sheikhs, they wear their big, it's one big shirt. Everyone wears the same big shirt. And nobody generally looks like a slob unless they're really fat or something. So now there's an outfit that you don't have to worry that anybody will call you a slob for. Now that would be consistent with the philosophy. Right? But, of course, then it's a problem. It may not fit in, you know, unless you're in Dubai or something. So. You understand? So, in other words, if you're aware of it, you have to make it happen. If you're not aware of it, don't worry about it. If you're absolutely not aware of dressing, you don't notice how you dress or anybody else's dress, so you're not worried. So
I definitely notice my own dress and other people's dress.
Yes, so that means then you have to become good at it. If you don't, you're a cheater. You're lazy. It's that simple. Because the point is you have to see Krishna through your values. That's the second verse of the Chaturshloki. He's in everything, so everything is Krishna. But we can't deal with everything. We only deal with our own values. That's the second verse. Right? So the second verse is, therefore, we value proper dress, therefore learn to dress.
Okay. But you're finding it really just encumbersome to wear this type of clothing. So where does that come from? Is it just from Tamagun, or what is it?
It becomes from lack of practice. Depends on what you're doing. Right? If you're on one of those trucks, you know, loading garbage onto it, then you might find some problem. But in India, they do everything with them. I have seen on a construction site a lady wearing a sari, covering her head, carrying 12 bricks and her baby, and doing it really well. So anything's possible. It's just practice. I mean, ladies walk around in shoes, you know, they got this high of a heel, right? That's practically impossible, but they do it. And then not only that, you know, I was in Helsinki and it's got all cobblestones. I was thinking, wow, what if she steps in between one cobblestone? She's stuck, you know, but they don't. You know? And when they do this, you know, these competition dancing, they're all wearing heels. Right? The guy's having enough problem, you know, in flats, but she's doing heels. So how does that work? It's practice, that's all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.